Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. This week is third week, no? Yeah, we'll start with the prayers. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaya Kada Mahyam Dadanti Swapadantikam Namao Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desatarini Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Shri Shri Radha Govind ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So welcome you all to the third week of Bhakti Sadachar course. And today we'll be learning about the Neo culture and Vaishnava culture course. So whatever we are learning is based upon the teachings of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, as you all know. Yeah. Lesson number 3 is the Vaishnava cleanliness. What exactly is the cleanliness? We will, I think in a level 1 class, chapter 16, you must have read about this cleanliness, internal and external cleanliness. And today we'll go a little bit detail about it. Okay. Hare Krishna. You cannot neglect, because outside unclean means inside also you will see unclean. If you keep both the sides clean, then you will be healthy inside and outside. Okay. So this is applicable to actually in the day-to-day in patient care services. When you go to a hospital, some jaundice is there inside, that is depicted on the face. The patients will appear yellowish. Similarly, the patient is low in hemoglobin, they will appear pale. And see, your body is a symptom, like it will elicit the signs and symptoms of your inner well-being. If you are hale and healthy from inside, then that is reflected on your face, your skin, your hair, and everything and all, isn't it? So similarly, cleanliness, this not only the proper cleanliness, that means physical cleanliness, it is about the mental cleanliness also. Your thoughts and words and actions, everything should be clean within and outside also. Okay. I think you might have understood that GIGO concept, no garbage in and garbage out. It is always the good in and good out. So that's what we have to inculcate in the Vaishnava culture. Yeah. So cleanliness, always clean, taking thrice bath. So this is mostly related to the brahmacharis. They have to take for every time, morning, noon, and evening. They have to take 3 times a day bath, and they have to wear a clean cloth. And my mind is clean because the chanting and all the senses are engaged in the service of the Lord. The body, yeah, and all the activities they are involved in, that should be regulated, and their mind should be clean of any other. It should be free from all the desires, and thinking should be clean. So this gigo, that is good in and good out, will come when you keep Lord Krishna as the center. When you engage your activities centered around Lord Krishna, then all your activities will become clean, and there is no contamination in that. Yeah. Anybody can volunteer to read this?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. You have washed inside and outside, taken your bath, then you will feel always refreshed. And unless you feel refreshed, you cannot very nicely chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra or Sarve Krishna. Therefore, cleanliness is required.
Yeah. Isn't it? Because the moment you get up from the bed and all, you feel somewhat unclean. So if you take a fresh bath, then you feel, yes, really, you feel relaxed, isn't it? Then the energies and your mind will be inclined to keep ready to keep concentrating on chanting, and you can sit at one place and do it. So if you don't take bath and you don't keep yourself clean and all, so it's one way of distraction. It is not advisable, because you are serving Krishna. So see, if any guest come to our home, or somebody's arriving our home, or at any other known place and all, we try to keep everything clean and all, isn't it? We try to groom ourselves very good and try to give a good impression to others, isn't it? But when we are serving Lord, with more respect, with more dedication, we should try to serve him. Okay. This cleanliness is godliness. So yeah. Hare Krishna. Yes, continue. Yes, Anuradha Mataji, continue.
Yeah. Refrigerator should always be very cleansed and pure. Everyone should be careful to make only as much as they can eat. They cannot keep any leftovers in refrigerator. I know this is a practice in your country, but in the temples or at homes of any Krishna consciousness persons, a person should not indulge in such unclean habits. No food which has been offered should never be put back into the refrigerator with the unoffered foods or brought back into the kitchen.
Yeah. See, food which is cooked within 3 hours, it has to be consumed, isn't it? See, there is no bacterial growth in that, no fungal element grows, and it is free from contamination and all. Once it passes on 3 hours, means automatically all the unnecessary things, the toxins get activated, the bacteria grows and all, the unnecessary, it is going into the risky zone. So within 5 hours, it's okay. But beyond that, in the humid country like India, where the temperature is variable, we are in a tropical zone, isn't it? So definitely it is harmful. In that way, good olden days, our great sages have laid down the rules and regulations in such a way that eat whatever which has been freshly prepared. So Srila Prabhupada always insists on the hot meals. So the food which is served should always be hot. In that way, we are ensuring that it is maintained in a good temperature and it's easy to it's easy on your body and you can take it without any second thought. And always you should offer the food to the Lord and see that it is not containing any onion and garlic and other forbidden items. So it has to be offered to the Lord. So leave it for 10 minutes, then you can distribute it among your family members. Somebody else can volunteer?
Can I, Mataji?
Yes.
During breakfast, Srila Prabhupada dipped pieces of fruit directly into the bowl rather than taking some salt from it onto his plate and leaving the rest. When I cleaned up afterwards, I left the salt bowl on the table, thinking it would be all right to use it for other meals. Srila Prabhupada noticed what I did and immediately rebuked me, calling me a Yavana. He complained about our Western eating habit of saving remnants of food. Hare Krishna.
So ideally, it should be transferred to a small bowl, and we should take as much which is required. Reusing that and that westernized culture in all, Prabhupada, he doesn't recommend, and it's a health point of view also. See our hands, how much ever we wash our hands and our body, it is full of germs. The helpful bacteria is always within our hands and your face, everywhere, so it is not so clean. So when you are mixing it with others, you're sharing with others, there is highly chance that if there is a cross contamination of these germs among the people. So in that point of view also, health point of view, at the same time, it is said to be unclean habits. So it's always better to take as much as required, then leave the rest there. Okay. Next.
So you must live up to the rules and regulations of Brahminical life. First and foremost is cleanliness. In your country, they have so many filthy habits. For example, they do not wash after eating. A Brahmana does not like that. If he did so in India, he would be highly criticized. So even if you eat a little, still you must wash immediately. And the place that you eat at must be washed off immediately also. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So if any one of you happen to visit the nearest ISKCON temple, you can see everybody has been served prasadam sitting on the ground. Okay, once a group of devotees have done with the prasadam, when they empty the places, it has been cleaned immediately so that the other set of devotees come and sit. So which is strictly followed, and it is one way of cultivating a culture. At the same time, the cleanliness has to be maintained because we are serving the prasadam here. And sitting and having the prasadam is one sign of healthiness. People who are not healthy, they can't sit down because of health issues and all. At the same time, you can, when you're sitting and eating the prasadam, in that posture itself will make you healthy. And if you're fit enough, you can have this whatever been given or served to you in the prasadam plate, you can have it. So one sign, if you're not able to sit down, that means we have to improve on that. And as you visit the temple and you try to have the prasadam sitting down, it will get into your habit and it will make you healthy. So these are the healthy habits. So with the dining tables, westernized people have, I can say, thopified, like they have purposefully made us to use their things which were not in our culture. So Yeah, the eating place, what we are having the prasadam, we should always try to sit down and have it. And the moment we are done with our prasadam and all, we should leave the place clean, so that it becomes, if possible, try to clean that place so that other devotees can come and sit there. And if you go to any of these temples also, after having the prasadam, if they are giving in the disposable plates and all, yes, you can dispose it if in the required garbage bin. But no, if they are serving in the plates and all, you have to go wash the plate and your glass and put it in the counter. Okay. Hare Krishna. Next. Yeah, somebody can read it, please.
Picking up his plate in one hand and the fruit in the other, I started for the door. But Srila Prabhupada immediately stopped me. He pointed out that the plate, having been eaten from, was dirty. I had picked it up, contaminating myself by touching it, and then I touched the fruit to be offered to the deity. He told me to wash my hands and take the items separately.
This we should always try to avoid it. Okay, don't do multitasking. So ideally, if you are standing and having the prasadam, then these sort of mistakes do happen. Ideally, you should sit down so that some devotee will offer you the prasadam and you can have that. In that way, you can avoid all these sort of a contaminating thing. But ideally, take only one thing at a time. Hare Krishna. Darshana Mataji, you wanted to read?
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I was sitting on the floor, eating from a bowl with a spoon. And as I knelt back, I put the spoon down and rested my hand on my knee. Immediately, Srila Prabhupada looked at me and said, "Oh, you are eating," and then he put his hand on different places of his body, and if to illustrate a child, contaminating his clothes with a dirty hand. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. See, one proper posture we have to sit, and immediately within few minutes, say suppose 10 to 15 minutes, you have to complete that and you have to leave that place. So these sort of activities, what it has been written here is not recommended at all. And you should never try to place your dirty hand. That means the hand with which you are having the prasada, and should not touch the other parts of the body. It is said to be uncontaminated. It gives a wrong ethic to others, like we are a true Vaishnavas. We should try to be very clean. At the same time, people should learn by example, by seeing us. So these sort of a practices has to be abandoned, and you should keep in mind when you're in a public place. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yes, Anuradha Mataji.
Maintaining the earlier one. Okay, nose, mucus, tears, perspiration, earwax, exudations from eyes.
So we should clean ourselves. Once we are cleaning a body, then all these things has to be wiped off, or it has to be cleared. Then we are said to be clean. Yeah. Next.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada.
Fat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Darshana Mataji, please wait.
Fat, semen, blood, marrow, urine, stool.
Yeah, these are the
Purify oneself with earth or soap and water.
yeah. Hare Krishna. See, our bodies consist of these fat, semen, blood, marrow, urine, and stool, isn't it? So we should, purifying of the thoughts is the second thing, but purifying the body with externally, either with the soap or the earthen material or any natural material, is must to keep ourselves clean and healthy. Yeah. So when you should take the bath. So these are the various mentioned states after which we have to take the bath. Yes, somebody please volunteer to read this.
Hare Krishna. Snana.
Yes.
And cutting hair, cutting fingernails, vomiting, evacuation, going to crematorium.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. After this, you have to take the bath immediately. This is apart from what we have mentioned in your earlier slides about taking 3 times a bath, 2 times a bath, that is a regular thing. But apart from that, if you are having any of these mentioned things like having a sex and a bad dream and shaving or cutting hair and nails or vomiting evacuation or going to a crematorium, these are the situations where you have to take bath immediately. Okay, these are the different types of snana which has been described. Yeah, anybody can read. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I will speak. Maybe we can just raise our hands so it's a bit more easier for you to just.
No.
Otherwise, it will.
Carry on.
Okay. Snana. Parthiva Snana using earth. Varuva Snana using water. Agneya Snana using ashes from a sacrificial fire. Vaya Snana contacting air filled with dust raised by cows. Divya Snana in rain that falls while the sun is shining. Mantra Snana chanting appropriate verses, sprinkling water. Manasika Snana meditating on Vinu.
Vishnu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the above first 5 are the Panchabhutas. Okay. And the Mantrasana, you say, Gange Chayamane Cheva Godavari Saraswati. So you just sprinkle some water. So wherever you're going and before you take the bath and before you start prayers and all that you do it. Manasika Snana is the places where, where is extreme temperatures, you're not in a position to take a bath and all, then you do a Manasika Snana. Okay, these are a different type of baths which have been described. Yeah. So where exactly you can take a bath, whether it's in a bank of Yamuna or Ganga river or any other holy river which is nearby to your geographical location, and it can be a river, a canal, a pond, or a lake, or a waterfall, anywhere where you find the clean water. Yeah. Prathar madhyani, Prathar madhyanyau snanaha vanaprastha Gahasthayo. The householders and the Vanaprastha should bath 2 times a day. Okay, the sannyasa should bath 3 times a daily. And the brahmachari may take only 1 bath a day. Okay, so these are the niyamas which are being told. So we fall into the category of householders and we should try to take 2 times a bath. And anybody who is opting for sannyasa, they should take 3 times a day. And brahmachari, this includes the kids, till they get an attain stage of a marriage. So all those people fall into that, and they are eligible to take 1 time a day. Yeah, this is a group activity. Yeah. Whether one lives in India or outside of India, he is called a Yavana or Mlecha if he does not follow the Vedic principles. So this is an example of Srila Prabhupada who is cooking Indian food in American country, and in the initial days where he didn't had any kitchen of his own and he was struggling hard, as you all know. At that age, he went to the Western country and he started preaching the Krishna consciousness. So wherever we are, we should be very proud of our culture, and being an Indian, we should try to propagate that. Okay. And one who does not actually follow the hygienic principles prescribed in the Vedic rules and the regulation will be subjected to many contagious diseases. So as we discussed, it's not about Hinduism, it's not about the Vedic culture, it's more or less like whatever it has been laid down, the regulations, that keeps ourselves free from many diseases, and we as a uncontaminated, purified state of mind will be having. Okay. Hare Krishna. So your country, America, will become so much degraded. They will appreciate if we are revolutionary clean. Maybe they are rich countries, economy wise, they are doing good and all, but cultural wise, India has a rich culture and heritage. So we should try to spread that wherever we go. Okay. Yeah, what is Srila Prabhupada saying here? Yes, somebody please volunteer to read this.
I will take the chance, Mataji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. I stress on this cleanliness very much. If they keep unclean, I chastise them like anything. They have learned this art. I always say cleanliness is next to godliness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what exactly we have discussed in today's class? Somebody please narrate. What did you understand by cleanliness and how it is important in Vaishnava culture? Whatever it may, see, it may not be right. Whatever the thought process comes in your mind, it is okay.
Mataji, I would like to say
Yeah,
something. In the Vaishnav culture, cleanliness is considered very important. Like versus Western culture, like I have seen that there is no priority on when they take a bath. There is no, categorization like, okay, you should take a Brahma Murta or, there are a lot of name which is there, I forgot this blood bath. Then, I'm not getting the name in Hindi, but that's what Raj bath. So in at home also, my mother used to always like, if somebody's taking a bath after 4 p.m., it was like, don't take a shower, like you are not doing the right thing. So everything is cleanliness is just not cleaning your body, and it's also about following a certain rhythm with the nature, so that it really helps you to evolve as a human being.
yeah. So what are the different type of snanas we have discussed? Somebody else can describe. Hare Krishna.
Snana with earth, water, sacrificial fire, air raised by cows, rain during sunshine, chanting verses, meditating on Vishnu.
Yeah, these are the 7 type of different snanas we have discussed. Yeah. And yeah, when we should take bath, apart from your regular thing, like what are the rules for brahmacharis, householders, vanaprasthas, and sannyasis?
Householders have bath twice, brahmachari once, sannyasis 3 times, and I think that's all, Mataji.
Yeah. So these are the extra elements which have been described here, where we should take a bath after this. Okay. And what else is there? So what was Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada is trying to emphasize from this slide?
We need to read this, Mataji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Kuddhi Vichara, maintaining purity. So you must live up to the rules and regulations of Brahmanical life. First and foremost is cleanliness. In your country, they have so many filthy habits. For example, they don't wash after eating. A Brahmana does not do like that. If he did so in India, he would be highly criticized. So even if you eat a little, still you must wash immediately. And the place that you eat at must be washed off immediately also. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what has been emphasized here?
Water.
What does the slide say? What does the slide explain here?
To wash your hands after eating prasad, or after consuming food. No matter, even if you've like just used your hand a very little, still you have to wash your hands. And you should never touch your body parts. I think it's in the other places he said. You should not touch your body parts. You should not touch prasad, like, anything to be offered while you're eating.
think we have covered maximum for today. The cleanliness part and the snana we have covered, isn't it? Okay. Any doubts? If you have anything?
Mataji, I have a question. I missed, I think, few slides before. I joined a bit late. Can you elaborate a bit on? I mean, being an Indian and Hindu, I know that you need to wash your hands after that. But especially the last one which you mentioned, which is mentioned about washing your hand after eating the food. We usually do it. I mean, I love to do it. I am an OCD, but there are Westerners who always ask for justification. Why you have to wash your hand each time? What is this like? Because everything for them is very dry. They keep the toilet dry. Everything is like water free. Even they clean their after passing their stool. Also, they don't use water. Europeans, I'm talking about. So, how do you explain the scientific reason behind it, how to explain in a layman language why we focus on washing our hands with every other activity apart, rather than talking about the principles, because we know being Indians, but how to explain to somebody who is a non-Indian.
So non-Indian, say suppose you can talk about operation theaters. So will they, without scrubbing, without washing, before you start on any operation theater, from the doctor's language point of view, I'm telling you. So forget about the food and all. If you're going to operate a patient or small procedure also, without scrubbing and without water wash, they are not allowed inside the operation theater. Just a dry wash, they will not. So why it is being done is to avoid the germs, So whatever the germs we are carrying, it should not go onto the patient or it should infect the patient with whom we are coming in contact. Similarly, the food also, if you are water washing and if you are scrubbing yourself with water, then it is that you're not contaminated by anything which is there outside. At the same time, after having the food, if you are scrubbing yourself with water, then you are preventing somebody falling sick because of you.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Mataji, then in that case, when we use sanitizers at times, especially when you're in the train or, it's not always accessible to get the water, is it okay or that is not like?
That is, it is antiseptic, it is not anti-germicidal.
So it's not recommended, especially after the COVID, people have got so used to this. I mean, I've been using sanitizers for like more than decades before COVID revolution came, but what is your,
simple soap water is enough, wherever you are. You got soap papers and all, which are disposed of. You can one time use and you can dispose. That is more hygienic and than using a chemical, See, COVID is a highly contagious disease where what will work to us, we do not know. So we made it sure that we were using sanitizer on a larger note, but soap water is enough, or a simple paper soap is enough.
One more question. What is the relevance of bad dream and taking a shower after that? I didn't understand that.
Bad dreams, sometimes, dream, there's a big story behind dreams and all, your soul, your subtle body and your gross body. These three things are there. So your gross body is at rest and your subtle body, that will go on a tour, and it'll come across different people, it'll meet different people. So when you imagine, say suppose when you're in a dream and all, you'll sometimes you meet the people who are already dead and who are not existing in your life, and you recall certain incidents from your past and some insecurities which you have that come up into you, isn't it, which is not existing, isn't it? Like that, some sort of a bad thing or bad thing which is there, then it's just something just to make yourself cleanse. It's a cleansing part, you can say. If you take a shower and all, then somewhere your energies are again turning into positive and something good will come to you.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So I think 3 more weeks we will complete this Vaishnava culture, and then we'll move on to Dashavataras. Okay, that will be even more interesting. Okay, Hare Krishna. Any doubts?
Mataji, you put it on the chat, but I can just tell since probably you've not seen it. Will we get these slides? Because I would really like to go through it in detail, if it's possible or
No,
not.
it is just a
Will we
simple
get-
slides, nothing much you learn from this. But I'll just check with the admins, whether we can share it or not. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Okay, then this is all for today, and we'll all meet up next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Okay, Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpataru.
Thank you, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. See you all on next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
Please try to send these slides. These are very, very crisp and all the information are there.
Yeah, I'll try to post it in the group. And how many rounds you people are chanting? Can I have a answer from any one of you? How many rounds?
chant
Don't give me a
21.
range. No, don't give me a range. Exact numbers.
I chant the 16 rounds
Mataji,
to 21 rounds, Mataji.
Regularly. You're a 16 rounder and again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Hare Krishna. Yes, Darshana Mataji.
I have recently, it's not that I'm not much in the rhythm. That's the reason I'm going back to the sessions, because the moment you lose touch, you start disconnecting. So I am going back to things. So yesterday when the Ekadashi was there, I did 2 rounds. Otherwise, I used to usually finish 16 rounds on Ekadashi. But I'm getting there, and I know that I have been going low on it. That's one of the reasons I'm back. I'm doing also the understanding of the Gita session in the May month right now. But yes, I have been doing it since last 2 years. Yeah.
Try to increase 1 round, Mataji. Stick on to that. Do it consistently. Don't try to have more rounds and not doing it all. At least 2 rounds per day or 3 rounds per day. Slowly, you can do it. Be consistent on that. At least you'll have satisfaction that you have completed a prescribed round for that particular day.
Yeah, I start from yesterday. I started at least 2, so I've committed. So today I didn't do it, but I will do it before I go to sleep. Yeah, I know I'm not doing it, so that's the reason I'm getting back to the Bhakti Sangha, and I know I will be doing. But thank you. I will do
You
it.
will do, Mataji. You have that enthusiasm to do it. Please put it in practice. See, ideally, after you get up in the morning, after taking shower, sit for 15-20 minutes, you'll be able to do it. That's the best time. Rest of the day, you will not get it. The energies will not be same as in the morning. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Okay. Fine, then we'll meet next Tuesday. Till then, yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.